This story then that we've been talking about a little bit over the last couple of hours, that of China continue to expand on their entry into the motor industry. Luxury lookalikes are popping up for 10% of the price of the top names like even Rolls Royce or Lamborghini. Let's get a word from our friend Steve Berry, the motoring journalist, former Top Gear presenter. Steve, good afternoon to you. And they are real. I mean, the Chinese, you know, whatever people think about the way they might do business and the regime, they certainly know how to do it, right?
Absolutely. About 18 months ago, Ian, I went to a dinner at a very exclusive hotel in leafy Cheshire.
Nice.
There are some nice parts of the Northwest, you know.
There's loads.
It was lovely. There were various people from the automotive world. Buyers, sellers, people with fabulous collections of cars, all kinds of people. I ended up sat next to a bloke whose family have run a very profitable dealership dealing in German cars, Volkswagen, BMW, Porsche, in the Northwest for the last 40 years. And he told me a story about two men who came to see him and basically said, listen, mate, why don't you give up selling all these things and sell our Chinese cars instead? And he said, I just couldn't stop laughing until they told me how much they were willing to supply the cars to me for, Steve. That's what he said to me.
Wow.
He said, and then guess what? I stopped laughing and I started listening. And I said to them when they finished, but you can't possibly be making a profit at those prices. And they said, we're not bothered about making a profit for at least 10 years.
Of course.
We're coming for the market, the car market in Europe, and we're going to have it.
This is the Disruptor. This is the Disruptor model, right, Steve?
Yeah, they're going to have it. And I mean, if you're Volkswagen or you're Nissan, every day, obviously, because it's my game, I subscribe to all sorts of news sources in the automotive world. And every day I'm getting notice. Oh, Nissan are in terrible trouble. Oh, Renault are in trouble. Stellantis are on the brink of bankruptcy. But then, weirdly, Porsche don't make any money. Aston Martin are in financial difficulty.
Yeah.
And you just think, yeah, they're coming for the market. Now, I was going to say in the same way that the Japanese came for the European volume car market in the 1970s. But what the Chinese are doing is making the Japanese look like amateurs.
Yep.
They are willing to sell cars to the people that sell them to us and not make a profit for 10 years. That's what they're telling people. And what I'm seeing on the street, I don't think you're seeing it where you are, Ian, but what I'm seeing is people driving around in these Chinese cars because guess what?
Yeah.
They don't really care. They look at the spec and they look at the price and they think, I don't care if I can't pronounce the name of the car or the place that it was built in. All I get a good car, a good reliable car, cheap.
Yeah.
That's what they're getting. The European car industry are quaking in their boots because they know this could be it for them.
This could be, yeah, this isn't just a blip. This is a very serious, it's not even a dent. It's a seismic onslaught into the market, of course. And it's funny you said about seeing people driving around, Steve. Literally yesterday, I passed one of those kind of Range Rover Sport looky-likey Chinese models, and I, didn't get a full chance to take it in, but I wasn't driving. I thought, well, it kind of does look like one from the outside. It's not a bad looking car if you like that version of a kind of 4x4. Inside, I'm pretty sure it's got a nice kind of big screen, which everybody likes now. I'm sure the seats are comfortable. It's not like some old, Skoda from back in the 70s. This is the proper deal, right? They know what to do to make people want to buy them. And it probably costs half the price of a Range Rover Sport.
And here's the other thing. My hometown, Bury, Lancashire, is known as a market town. Folk come from all over the north and the Midlands to go to Bury Market. Yep. Bury's world famous market, over 150 stalls. Guess what's opened right opposite the market in the shopping centre? A BYD car dealership inside the shopping centre. It makes so much sense, Ian.
Wow.
Don't stick it out on a blinking industrial estate where folk have got to drive out there.
Yeah.
Put it in the shopping centre. Put it TK Maxx or whatever, so folks see it when they're walking by.
Yep.
And they're there. And here's the thing as well. I went in and I went, hey, lads, what a good idea this is. And the guys that were working it are like, yeah, we're bringing the cars to the people. And they said, oh, and by the way, if you want to test drive one or you want to drive in one, We can have one round the back. Where we keep them is just down the road. We can have one here in less time than it takes you to drink a cup of our nice coffee. And I thought, this is, I hate to say it, but it's well, in a way I do. Because we, as motor manufacturers, Britain, got out of the mass market when did we get out? In the debacle that was British Leyland, who actually built some decent cars, but there were all sorts of going on. Thatcher didn't want it. The unions were a nightmare. It all came to a horrible end. But we have remained a huge client manufacturer of cars for foreign-owned car companies. But I wonder if even that, so we're not quite in the same situation as the Germans, who rely on their car industry for near on 25% of their annual gross domestic product.
Yeah.
You know, they're the ones, it's the Germans and the Italians and the French, the people that have still got something of a car industry, a homegrown car industry, they're the ones that need to really worry. I mean, you know, and in a way it's all, it's doom and gloom, but folk are getting, Ian, I'll tell you what, I drove a BYD recently. They're getting a really good car at a really good price.
Yeah.
So whilst, yes, it's a problem for the industry, a massive problem, I do feel for the people that are going to lose their jobs. I really do. For the customer, this is great. You're getting a great car, high spec, at a great price.
And that's.
But are we just going to hand over everything?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, over here at the moment, you know, we're not great in. You know, we have got a big automotive industry. We often, you know, for others, Nissan being an obvious example. There's not going to be an equivalence of that, though, is there, with the Chinese?
No, but that's why when you had me on here and various other places defending Jaguar with what they've done, the real reason that Jaguar have gone off into the stratosphere with that 00 concept is because the volume market is over in Europe. Yeah. China is going to take that market. I don't need to say it again. So manufacturers like Jaguar, Aston Martin, McLaren, we've still got those small volume hypercar, luxury car manufacturers and traditional cars like Morgan, Caterham, Lotus here in the UK. Sure. And those cars will continue to be in demand, but they are a fraction of 1% of the world car market. And that car market from now on is going to come out the same place as the cameras in your studio, the phone that I'm talking to you on now was made. They're going to be made in China.
And on that point, Steve, thank you very much. I tell you what, that's profound stuff, and there's no getting away from it. It is Chinese all the way. Steve Berry, motoring journalist. It wasn't that long ago when anyone asked you word association as a kid, you know, think of China. What do you conjure up? You think of a takeaway. I don't mean that to be smart. I mean genuine.
That is a